Hello there everyone, my name is Wafflezia and today we're going to talk about part 2 of Rage Switch's comment. We already addressed the Chain Battle one in a separate video. You can check that one out on my channel. It should have gone up before this or after this, sometime around this video. I might put the World Tournament one out first just because we're doing World Tournament right now. Like there's one active, so we'll see. But ultimately, we're trying to just cover lots of good Dokkan questions, and if you want to see those videos, go ahead and leave a nice little like and subscribe. You don't have to do the like, but I would appreciate it in my heart. But you should subscribe so that you can get these pushed into your sub box. So that would be cool. Anyway, we're going to answer this one. How do you get the highest score in World Tournament? And the easy answer is grinding, but we're going to actually run through World Tournament. I'm going to show you how we grind that specifically, because it's been a while since I did an actual guide on World Tournament. I did one video on the team I'm using, but I want to make sure to just talk about how it actually works. So let's go to World Tournament. All right, so I'm going to run you guys through World Tournament, explain exactly what we need to do. Now, of course, I haven't grinded that much out of it yet, just because I was going to do it on stream after covering these. But first thing you're going to do, you're going to go into your preliminary after you click that difficulty level, right? You click participate. Eventually, you're going to want to be on this 30 level. Of course, you have to beat a few of these first before you're actually allowed to. But once you click that, you're brought here. You're going to click next. You're going to get to pick a friend lead. Now, this friend lead does not matter as far as the leader skill goes. Most of the time, it'll be like a double leader skill when you go into events with a friend lead. This time, it does not. As you guys will be able to see, it says friend leader skill will not activate. So what you want to do, depending on what your AoE units are, you want to pick either a physical Broly or an LR SCR Broly if you've got those units. If you're running like a transformation boost team with like Frieza and stuff, then you're going to want to run like another AoE unit, whatever you've got on the team. But for me, I like grabbing STR or physical Broly. Yeah, physical Broly. I was going to say SCR Broly, but no, physical Broly, because even though the LR STR Broly does double super attacks, this guy has in his passive that he gives himself Ki plus 6, which means I don't got to worry about Ki. He's always going to be getting his super attacks off. Now, you should have Jocko and Chaozu. If you don't, you're going to want to make sure you save every time you get them from a banner, so you at least have one copy. Now, if you don't have them, just fill it with whatever units you can, as many AoE units as you can. But as far as the actual items you want to take, it should be these 3. You should have a Ghost Usher. Always bring the Ghost Usher no matter what team you're using. Ghost Usher is important, especially in the preliminaries. You want King Yama. King Yama is just going to be another Ghost Usher if you run out of those, again, in the preliminaries. I like running Fruit of the Tree of Might and the STR orb changing stuff, just in case I need a few extra orbs. But ultimately, you can change those last 2 items for whatever you want. But you really need the King Yama and the Ghost Usher. Those are very, very important. But we're going to jump in, and now in the preliminaries, you're facing off against 4 people, and there'll be a spot on the map with bonus points. Do not worry too much about getting those bonus points, because most of the time, as you'll see while I try to get this, the AI is going to get it first. Boom, see? So do not worry about trying to get it first. Instead, just kill the AIs quickly so that you can move on. The name of the game with World Tournament is you want to go quickly. You are going to be grinding this for a long time, so it is much better to just finish these as fast as you can. Now here, we have one of my worst rotations, but it's really not a big deal. We've got Jocko and Chaozu here. If I have any one of those on the rotation, everyone on the opposing side is stunned. So I do not need to use a Ghost Usher here. If I was in the 30 difficulty or even like the 15 difficulty, and I did not have these 2, as you'll see next time, I will King Yama or Ghost Usher. You want to make sure that you are doing that, because if you get hit in the World Tournament, you are going to lose at 30 or 15 or 20 difficulty. I don't even really remember if there's a 20 difficulty, but if you're at any of those difficulties, you are going to lose if you get hit. So you really want to make sure you never, ever get hit in the World Tournament. Now, I am still at a low difficulty, so they are not going to hit me that hard. So ultimately, I could avoid actually like using those at this difficulty. But once you hit 15 and higher, be using those King Yamas and Ghost Ushers. Now, of course, here what I'm going to do, I am going to give him the Ultra Super Attack. Now, ultimately, you don't want to do that for Broly's most of the time, because his Ultra Super Attack thing is not AoE, only his actual normal super attack, but he's always going to get the second super attack, so it's fine. It really isn't that big of a deal. You'll see here, I am at a very low difficulty, so this damage I'm taking is not fatal. But if I were at the higher difficulty, I would have died. So just again, use your items. Ghost Usher, King Yama, they are so important. But we'll see, my AoE is just gonna clear out the field, and then we'll be able to take on the next one. All right, and as you can see here, here's the point breakdown. Of course, I've got the battle score, I've got the team victory, I've got the map score. Map score, as you can see, is barely anything. That's just the amount of spaces you actually move, so don't worry about that score at all. Of course, remaining turn bonus is kind of nice, but not really that important to worry about. If you're going quickly, you'll have a high enough score in that anyways. And then ambition bonus is for the difficulty level. So basically, you'll see that most of these points right here do not matter. What does matter is at the end, when you finish the finals, and we'll show that in a second, that's when you get the biggest bonus. So what you want is consecutive wins. So don't be losing in the world tournament. If you lose, it's not the worst thing in the world, but if you're trying to get the #1 spot, don't lose. 2, you want to make sure that you are just going as quickly as possible, because the name of the game here is grinding, grinding, grinding. Like everyone else who is trying to get the #1 spot, they are drinking coffee, they are not sleeping, grind like they do. If you want the #1 spot, which again, I do not recommend because it's terrible for your like mental health here. But if you want that #1 spot, that's what you got to do. All right, let's go to the finals and I'll show you guys what I mean here. So sometimes you're going to get lucky and you're going to find this kind of team with the little icon. It says a bonus round or bonus something. Basically, if you fight those guys, they give you bonus points. That's all there is to it. There's different levels, but there's all these different types of teams. If you beat any of them, you get bonus points depending on how hard the team was. So yeah, anytime you see that, very good thing, go beat them up immediately. So sometimes you're going to be in a final stage that looks like this. You can see this gate over here is cracked and all the medals, all the spots are Dokkan Awakening medals. This is the only time that you want to stall in the world tournament. So you want to run away from your opponents and get all these gold medals, or as many as you can before your opponent actually gets you. This is why, the reason why is because these are the World Tournament Awakening medals. These are the medals that you will use to awaken every World Tournament reward unit that you can. Now, of course, you'll get some of these from actually playing and scoring high in the World Tournament, but you get more of those as you grind. So just make sure that you're actually doing that. It's really important. If you get over here, this is only going to show up in the finals. Sometimes you'll get this map in the not finals and it won't be Awakening medals. If it's in the finals and it's broken like this, go get those medals. They're really, really important. So we're going to go do that. All right, guys. So the reason why the finals matter the most, it's the most important round, is right here. So we have the semifinals right before we finish this round, and then the finals when we finished it. So as you can see, we still have the battle score, the team victory, the map score, remaining turn bonus, all that is normal. You can see you have the same thing over in the semifinals, in the preliminaries, in the quarterfinals, all of that is the same. However, you see the semifinal pass bonus is 7,500 points, right? 7,500 points. But when we go over here, because it's the finals, we get the win bonus, 15,000 points. It's twice as many. So that is really helpful. You also have your ambition bonus based on the difficulty level you were doing. On this one, I believe we were doing difficulty level 10, which is 135,000 points. You see, you were getting most of your points by finishing the finals and finishing at high difficulty. So those are the two most important things. So one, you want to make sure you're always getting to the finals. So again, if you lose, you're just losing stamina, you're losing time. So make sure you are not losing. Second, you want to make sure that you are able to get, what is that? The ambition bonus, so high difficulty, and as well as also a nice little win streak bonus. It's very small, as you can see there, so it doesn't matter that much, but it is important in the grand scheme. So make sure that you're not losing at all. Make sure you're using your items. There's a few other things we'll talk about, but those are the main things I wanted to discuss. You can also see the bonus points from us actually facing that bonus team is 120,000. It's in the blue right there. So bonus points are also very, very helpful. Okay, let's keep going. All right, guys, and that's going to be everything you need to know to actually score high in World Tournament. Again, it comes down to just grinding as much as you can, grinding efficiently, so using as little time as possible. And of course, you want to get those Awakening medals just because they are very helpful later on. You always are going to be running short, especially if you're trying to awaken the World Tournament LRs, since they take like 77 medals or something like that. It's kind of a ridiculous amount. So just make sure you're doing your best. Hopefully this helps. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you guys have a good day, a good week, a good life, and happy summons and happy grinding if you're in a world tournament. Goodbye.